I actually really like Home Depot because they sell Ryobi tools, and
They
I
do.
almost exclusively use Ryobi because they're phenomenal and cheap.
I agree. I agree. Compatible batteries, baby.
Oh, man.
Rhyme or free, it doesn't matter to me. It's my bad poetry. Good day, and welcome to My Bad Poetry, a podcast where we take a deep dive into our poems from youth, yesteryear, or even yesterday, always asking the question, why in the world did I write this? I'm Aaron,
And I'm Dave.
and together this week we are barely making it through this.
Woo!
No, we are recording a podcast, and it's about poems or short stories, something I wrote in high school.
What is currently happening, sir?
Dave, I'm sorry, but last week I talked about this lengthy blue pen section that followed the red song.
Yeah.
It's lengthier than I thought.
It's like pages?
Yeah, I could not define this as a poem even if I tried to stretch it. Let me see here. But we can talk a bit about that. It is over 750 words.
Okay.
So,
wait, just to clarify, your last poem was 12 words?
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe my forte was short stories and I didn't know it.
The word is fort.
Yeah. Okay, Dave. How about how about you bring us into the realm of poetry with whatever you've brought for us today?
Ooh, get excited.
Okay.
So I've been reading more poetry, and that's been really cool. And I've really taken a liking to after poems.
Okay.
So this is an after poem from a little-known author. The poem is called Green.
Okay.
Dear listeners, Aaron recently was published in Whom
Whom we love.
Whom we love. I mean, that's kind of my go-to for when people ask me, where is good poetry? And I go, well, there is this great place that I cannot pronounce because I'm not a smart man.
I feel like they're even more in on the joke because now they're some of their social media handles are the Indomitable Rafinha, which indomitable is also is one of those words that people
The abdominal?
No, indomitable.
Oh, the abominable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, let's hear this after poem you got.
Okay. So my poem is called Periwinkle. Should I read your poem first?
Oh gosh.
Or would you like to read your poem and then I can read my after poem?
Sure.
Because I actually really like this poem.
Okay.
I like the other ones as well, but I think this one's my favorite. I think it's kind of cool.
Well, fun. Yeah, let's do it. Let me have to look it up.
Haha.
Okay, so I will read Green, and then you can read Periwinkle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is Green. Found in the 4-color box of crayons, the secondary. Out of what was I drawn? This broken rib that created me. Honorary of the primaries, latchkey to the trinity. I envy orange, the paint of petals, and purple, the red, blue, beautiful blush of clouds. To be truly blended, to be unboxed, to blush.
I like that. That's a good poem. I really like that.
Thank you, Dave.
So now, here's Periwinkle. Not found in all the boxes of crayons. 352nd. Out of where was I brought? Bored artists created me. Important for apococyanth. Technically a color. I envy purple to not have winkle in my name. Or green, red, yellow, really any color. To be used, to be needed. To not parry the winkle. Mm.
I love it.
Mm.
Honestly, you've made me very happy.
I thought you would appreciate. That was kind of fun.
That was awesome.
Your poetry, like I want to make fun of you because that's kind of my whole raison d'etre. But I like your poems.
Thank you, Dave.
The stuff you're writing is really good.
Thank you, Dave. Well, let's bring me down a couple notches here.
Let's read some crap.
Let's read some crap. So what has fascinated me is when trying to figure out what was going on with this little journal entry that feels more like an actual journal entry,
Right.
maybe than anything else that we've read, is as I was researching this, I remembered that I had a fourth Word document, which was simply titled A Chapter, all lowercase. I cut the first 2 pages entirely.
Okay.
I start typing from here, which is,
Oh, geez.
he had a steady girlfriend for over a year. And that's the weird part about all of this. This journal entry, which is my life in the moment that I'm writing it, is written in
It's not accurate?
Is written in third person.
I've always said you are a pretentious dude.
Yeah, this just solidifies it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, you know, one's own thoughts are very important to oneself.
Yeah. So, I promised some context from this section, but honestly, it's not a poem. I don't think we could dive into it.
I think we read the next poem and then we have this as a book club.
Okay.
We'll have a Facebook meetup group or like a Zoom call with all of our listener, and then we can discuss it together.
Sure, we could do that. I'll preface this next poem in the Wolf Journal because I do think I'm building right off of this explosion of thought here.
Okay.
Is I will read the last 3 sentences that I wrote in this lengthy journal entry.
Can I just make one addendum to that? You said it was an explosion of thought, and I would say, like, explosion doesn't really fit it, but diarrhea more would.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. So this is the last 3 sentences of the lengthy chapter in my life, and then we'll get to my poem. Okay, so here we go. His hope in anything was lost, and his care for many things seemed lost. However, on that night, he decided on one clear thing: that the life of a teenage boy is hell, and there is nothing anyone can do about it.
Okay.
So that's our backdrop. And here is the poem, if we can call it that. And not too concerned that we've wasted so much time, because this is very short.
Of course it is. You just spent 19 pages writing complete drivel, so now you're going to toss in another song that's 2.5 lines.
I don't think this is a song. It seems more like an observation.
Okay. Is this like a fortune cookie length thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Yep. So here we go. We live in the world of lies and deceit, the devil's playground where angels weep. Does that feels like it's a knockoff of something?
It definitely does.
Like, that is not an original thought.
No. It does have a little bit of that lilty. What I'm hearing is, and I don't want the world to see me.
Yeah.
A little bit of Iris.
Some Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah.
I was into Goo Goo Dolls at that time.
Who wasn't?
Yeah, that's true.
Bad people weren't. Okay, I need you to read it again or type it.
I will type it in the chat here.
Okay.
I'll put in the line breaks too.
There's line breaks?
Yeah.
How do you fit it in between the 7 words?
Right? Oops. That's one. If people can't tell, I'm working off of my second day of COVID, and Dave just got his voice back. So I wasn't even sure we would have a podcast this week.
I was telling my wife, she was subbing yesterday, so I woke up with the kids, and I walked into my daughter's room, and I normally, I normally say something a little cute, like, "Oh, did you sleep so well, sweetie pie?" And I walked in, and I said, "Did you sleep so well, sweetie pie?" Like 100% sounded like demon coming to murder somebody. Like a horror film opening. And she just looked at me like, huh? So, looking through this, there are some interesting things. And by that I mean I've got like one or two. We live in the world of lies and deceit. Rather than a world. Like I would assume that would be the direction. So it's more specific. It's, what's the word? Definite article.
More definite. Yeah, I actually am proud of my previous self for that, because otherwise it would sound more like a movie trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
In a world
of lies and deceit. Good morning, sweetie. How are you doing?
But no, I'm saying this is the world.
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
Yeah, and again, kind of the life of a teenage boy is hell, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Springboarding off of that, we live in the world of lies and deceit. Right. It's like, this is not a fantasy. It's just the world we live in. Oh. So clearly from a pretty pessimistic place.
Important question here.
Okay.
How into the Matrix were you?
I did really like the Matrix.
Because, again, I could see that here. I could see someone, like, really wanting to sound deep, so playing off of, this is the world of lies and deceit, where there are elsewhere worlds of, I don't know, peace and joy. But, again, you don't do that.
No.
That could be interesting. I feel like that could be another title for this podcast. Like, you could do something with this.
This could be interesting. Yeah. The Devil's Playground Where Angels Weep. I just want to make sure that I was not
Google
just
that.
Completely ripping off a phrase or something.
Also, you didn't...
I didn't put an apostrophe, no.
So it's multiple devils.
Mm-hmm. Look at me being Martin Luther. The hordes of devils.
Fail the land. Yes.
Yeah, the Devil's Playground is a very common phrase, but the straight up Devil's Playground Where Angels Weep in quotations does not bring up anything in my search.
Okay. I mean, it is the least interesting thing ever. Although, our good old pal Skip, I think, would like it.
Skip, seminary professor.
So we had a seminary professor named Skip who, dear listeners, I would like for you to imagine yourself sitting in an uncomfortable chair at a table as a man stands before you and lectures on the Cappadocians with this much excitement in his voice. And he goes on for about an hour and a half. And then you have a 5-minute break before you come back for an hour and 25 minutes more about the Cappadocians.
I think he had a little more inflection than that.
I don't know that he did.
Okay.
He's a very smart dude, very intelligent, knew his stuff forward and backward, and he bothered me a lot. Mm-hmm. He's like one of my go-to examples of a teacher that I disagreed with, but he made me prove my disagreement. Mm-hmm. So I could really appreciate that. Like, I had to go, you're wrong here. And he would go, well, I've got sources. And I'd go, well, I feel different.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to actually research and figure stuff out.
Yeah.
But yeah, super boring class. But he was really obsessed with, like, demons and devils and...
Yep.
Had this whole thing about the realm of the devils being just above us because the devils are looking down on us. And
Well, that's why Jesus needed to be up on a cross, because he was
yeah,
he was fighting in their sphere, Dave.
yeah.
It totally makes sense.
No, it doesn't. Yikes. Love you, Skip, but wow.
Yeah. He also had an amazing record collection.
Yeah.
Yeah. That he donated to the library, and Dave and I forced the librarians to help us check them out again.
Yeah. So we could listen to some records as we played Minecraft in our apartment.
We're cool.
Because we are that beautiful mixture of hipster and idiot. I feel like if you say nerd, it's not derogatory enough for who we were.
That's true. That's true. Hermits. We were hermits.
Hermits. Yeah.
In our little hermitage. Yeah, so I think that's about all we got for you today.
No, because we have to make fun of you for writing deceit.
Oh, yeah. I spelled it Deseet. I do think I was trying to think lyrically. And so the line deceit and weep have that near rhyme.
Okay.
It's a couplet, essentially. We live in a world of lies and deceit, the devil's playground where angels weep.
And it has more meter than a lot of the things you've written.
Yeah, which maybe just shows how long I can sustain a meter. I guarantee you if I wrote another line, it would just completely have ruined everything, as we've seen in the past.
Well, even here, you don't hold to a meter. You just kind of have a meter. No, it doesn't hold to a meter.
Oh, dang.
You can really force it into a meter.
Of lies and deceit. That's 10. The devil's playground where angels weep. Oh, 10-9. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the stresses are
all kinds of whack. Yeah.
Yeah. What does it say that you put lies before deceit?
Aren't they the same thing?
I think in my connotation, I would say they're the same.
Yeah.
I don't know, definitionally if they are, but deceit is just the fancier word when you want to use the word lies, but need to sound smarter.
Again, I think I was just trying to get to that lovely false meter that in my head makes sense. It's like, we live in a world of lies, the devil's playground where angels weep. Does not work. We live in a world of deceit, the devil's playground where angels weep. Actually, that might have worked.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
I mean, it's bad, but it's not bad.
But then you would have at least the deceit and devils without the lies kind of watering down that brief bit of alliteration there.
Okay. Can we devolve into a bit of a theological argument here?
I don't see why not.
I've got a good question.
Okay.
So, in the book of Enoch, in the 2nd chapter, when it talks about the destruction that is coming, did the angels fall off the monkey bars? Is that why they're weeping, or?
Oh, I thought you were going to be serious there for a bit.
No,
Dave.
Of course not. What are you talking about?
But since it is a playground, I do think the angels are weeping because they're not getting a turn.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be tough. Angels have wings, so.
But then, I mean, if they did fall off the monkey bars, then we'd be talking about fallen angels, which are synonymous with devils. So are they not one and the same?
I broke into this for the specific reason of being the dumb one, Aaron. Although, is this our way to talk about Good Omens? Have you watched Good Omens?
Oh, I love Good Omens.
Oh my gosh.
Good Omens is not garbage. Highly recommend it to anyone who put up with the hell that is this podcast. Dave, for this little poem, good or garbage?
Well, just basing this on the world around me, the lies and deceit around me, I would say this is a phenomenal poem, Aaron. I don't want to try and deflect away from this, but it's just great.
I sense some lies and or deceit.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes,
okay.
and.
Oh, got
yes,
it.
And.
Yes, and. We're going to end this week with the words of a true poet. This week, coming to us from Stephen Crane.
Any relation to Niles or Fraser?
No.
Okay.
This person actually existed. from 1871 to 1900.
I don't understand.
And this poem is called, let me see if I can do my Roman numerals here, 46, XLVI.
XLVI, yeah.
Okay, with the subtitle, Many Red Devils Ran from My Heart. Yeah. Many red devils ran from my heart, and out upon the page. They were so tiny the pen could mash them, and many struggled in the ink. It was strange to write in this red muck of things from my heart. That's playful.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like, I like that as concepts flowing forth on the page, even though they're not great.
Yeah. Okay, well, this has been My Bad Poetry.
Now go write your own bad poetry, possibly more than 2 lines long.
No, that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, that's an option.
Yeah. Rhyme free doesn't matter.